Taking it back. Back in the day. With the new Party 1019. New York's #1 for throwbacks.
All right, welcome back to the Rockin' Music as Medicine podcast, brought to you by The Matrix Studios, providing podcasts affordable for independent artists, once silenced but never more. So today's special segment of Artist Spotlight features an artist that I heard of recently, and I want to give him a very special shout out. Welcome, Eli Blackshear.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Okay. So he is an artist that stands out in many ways. We're going to find out about his past, and you're going to know why. His primary genre of music is folk Americana, and let's just get to it. So welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. Excited to be here.
Okay. So I guess before we get started, I think the listening audience would like to know, like, what time of your life? Was it a person? Was it persons? Was it an incident? Something that inspired you to the musical journey that you're under now?
Well, I've always loved music. And my parents aren't musicians themselves, but were very much songbirds around the house growing up. So my mom had a lot of this kind of old 60s hippie Doobie Brothers and Elton John kind of taste in music. My dad had a lot more of the Motown, Diana Ross, Jackson 5 thing going on. So there was great music always around when I was growing up. And then my mom wanted me to learn an instrument. It was just something important to her. So I got involved in piano when I was about 3 years old.
Wow.
And I continued doing piano for around, I want to say like maybe 9 years that I was doing it, but I was in the National Piano Guild. I did different concert piano gigs and played at old folks' homes. And
so you actually read music?
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah, so I learned
impressive.
to read and play by ear, the Suzuki method.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. So you did recitals and a whole host of things growing up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Wow. That's impressive. Okay. And then, so obviously it was your parents' musical influence. It was actually becoming a young artist, per se.
Yeah.
So I guess folks are trying to think, so you started out in a classical sense in music, and now you're on a new journey, present journey of folk Americana. How did Eli get from point A to point B?
Well, it's funny. I actually just recently connected with my old piano teacher.
Really?
When I was a little boy. Yeah,
That's
my
great.
mom ran out.
Okay.
Ran into her out somewhere, and I got a hold of her. But it's really funny because I wasn't like the best student when I was doing the piano, and I wasn't really into it.
Oh, you're young. Yeah.
When I got maybe like 13 or so, I like sat down with my parents and I was like, I just don't think I want to do this anymore. I'm like still interested in music, but I want to like rock and roll. You know what I mean? And I wanted to get some drums. And my dad was like, absolutely not. I don't want to listen to that all day. And I was really into the idea of rhythm though, you know? So when he said no to the drums, I was like, well, how about a bass? And my dad's best friend in high school is a bass player, very successful career, and he was like really Jalen's on the idea. So he got me my first bass, and I got into that, and then I had like the high school rock band era and all kinds of things like that. But I was homeless on and off for a long time in my teens.
Okay.
And during that time period, I had gotten more into guitar, and I was picking up other instruments. And, I'd play guitar every day to make a little bit of money to grab some chicken cheese fries at the Greek Shack down the street. And I really got deep into the folk music there. My hometown of Manitou Springs, Colorado, has a very rich bluegrass and folk and country scene, kind of mixed in with those kind of, almost Grateful Dead-esque kind of rock themes.
It's great.
So it was a great environment to grow up around and like bounce off of other people. And it kind of brought me to this place of folk, and I really started focusing in on it when I was maybe 16, 17.
That's great. That's great. When I listen to your music, I definitely hear some influences from back in the day. Particularly, I think there's definitely an influence from Dylan.
Oh, yeah.
Bob Dylan is definitely present in your universe, so to speak.
Oh, yeah.
I also hear some classic country influence. The first thing that came to my mind was Willie Nelson.
Oh, yeah. I love Willie and John Prine and
Yeah.
Waylon and all those
Right,
guys.
right. And also when I listen to your songs, they take you on like this journey where you can almost become the character of the transcript, the manuscript that you wrote.
It's really awesome of
in
you
the
to say.
song.
I try to come from a place of like relatability. I think with a lot of it, I find there's a lot of music that's not relatable, that's very in the public eye.
True.
And I definitely try and come at it from places. I've taken from experience from my life and experience from my family and stuff, and tried to make it something that you can hear it and you can do that. So I'm glad to hear that you feel that way about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Now, growing up, what other artists shaped you in terms of influence?
I'd say probably one of my biggest influences of all time would be Dave Van Ronk, who was Greenwich Village folk guy. They call him the grandfather of modern folk. He was kind of right in the scene right before Dylan.
Like in the 60s?
Yeah. And he was kind of in there with, Peter, Paul, and Mary.
Oh, yeah.
And that kind of thing. And that whole genre and a lot of his work has influenced most of my career. A lot of different influences from other genres, though, too. I'm a big Frank Zappa fan.
He's great.
Big Captain Beefheart guy.
Absolutely.
The blues, of course, are, you got to start with the blues, you got to end with the blues. So a lot of those old guys, Lightning Hopkins, Son House, Robert Johnson, of course, really.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, really got my goat.
The greatest. Wow, that's quite a pedigree of influence you have. That's amazing.
It's good music. It's the best stuff.
Absolutely. Okay, so we're going to come back, and we have a special session. We're going to hear Eli do a tune right here for you.
Awesome.
It's doing good, buddy.
Awesome.
You're doing great. You're doing
Taking it back. Back in the day with the new Party 1019. New York's #1 for throwbacks.
All right, welcome back to the Artist Spotlight segment. Today with our special guest, Eli Blackshear. So Eli is going to play a tune for us.
Cool. Yeah.
All right. And what is the name of this tune, Eli?
This song is called The Wrong Side of History.
This Wrong Side of History.
And I have it released already as a single, but it's coming up on my new album too.
All right.
And we did a bunch of fun stuff with it.
Okay.
I heard the whistle of a missile that was soaring off to a distant land. Without a warning, headed toward them, way over there, and I ran. Remarked to myself, in my health I still couldn't understand how the jerks who do this work get away with these most infernal plans. was in a march down by the park, and people there had lots to say. Meanwhile, folks up by the coast are getting arrested by military. They're tearing men and women trying to live off the street and out their homes, so they can take what's given, leaving children with not a damn place to go. War is not for me, have to disagree. War is misery, there ain't no victories on the wrong side of history. If you cut education in the nation, people, they can't learn for themselves. Scratch an itch for the rich and then go and rape the commonwealth. They negate to mention best intentions are for democracy, but this broken system of which I'm victim sure looks like fascism to me. Wars waged out of greed, ain't no mystery. War is misery, there ain't no victories on the wrong side of history. War is not for me, have to disagree. War is misery, there ain't no victories on the wrong side of history.
All right. Wow, that was quite a tune, man. That is
Appreciate it.
fabulous song. Okay, well we're gonna dissect that, because that was, first of all, very uplifting. I mean, the whole melodic journey that you took everybody, it was really, really wonderful.
Thank
I
you so
enjoyed
much.
it. All right, so
Thank you so much.
tell me, the inspiration of the song, what exactly, how did it come to be and whatnot?
A lot of my current stuff on my previous album and the current album I'm working on is it's a lot of protest music, I would say.
Okay.
The title for the upcoming album is In Love and War.
Okay.
And I wrote that song last July,
Okay.
a couple days after we had sent a couple airstrikes over to some places. And I was just thinking about stuff going on, and it was a couple days before Independence Day.
Okay.
And occasionally I find myself not feeling all that independent. And I was thinking about the stuff going on in our world and, the things that I don't think anyone wants to deal with. The war and the dogma of it all. And so I kind of started from that place, and I was building this song just about the things that we're seeing on the news right now, and not really, sticking to too much of an opinion, but just, I think that nobody wants to deal with wars and bloodshed and things like that, and I think that there's some really ugly stuff to look at. So
Okay. So very inspirational in nature,
yeah,
yet very melodic as well.
yeah.
Wow. Okay.
The medicine's always easier going down when it tastes good,
That's right. You gotta masquerade it with a little sugar.
That's right. That's right.
Okay. All right. That's cool, man. Definitely a powerful melodic song.
Thank you very much.
Enjoyed it. And again, the influences of you as an artist, I can hear it. It can't be defined as anyone else. It's just a sprinkle of influence from, it's definitely
appreciate that.
very original, very fresh.
I really appreciate that. Thank you.
I can't really say, oh, that definitely sounds just like, no. You're definitely in your own lane.
I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
it's very, very strong. All right. So now you took the red eye back to Atlanta from Nashville last night. I understand that you were in the studio doing a project,
Yes,
right?
yeah. I was at Elephant Eater in Cello Tree, which is it's a collective I work with out of Nashville, and we have a studio in the basement, Elephant Eater. And my good buddy Andy Becky owns the studio, and I played him some of these newer songs some months back, and I was like, I'm trying to make this album. He was like, let's do it at the studio. So I was there in January, and we got a large bulk of it done, and then this last bulk of getting it done was this time. So I was up there for about a week both times.
Okay.
And I was staying at the studio, sleeping in the control room.
Okay.
And we were getting up in the morning and eating, and then going to work till 2-3 o'clock in the morning most nights. So I'm really happy with it, though.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. I think a lot of people don't realize the amount of work that goes into recording a record.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Share some of the things that you have to go through to do that.
It's I think everybody thinks that it is fun. Of course, recording is fun. You know what I mean? But personally, I've never been the biggest fan of the recording process as much as the live shows, or the traveling in general.
Sure.
But it's very, you have to be very dedicated. You have to be very dedicated. You have to be in the right space, and you kind of have to mentally prepare yourself for that, or you're wasting time. So it's a very vulnerable place to be in, because you're working on these songs that mean so much to you. And like with this experience, I had many friends. I had Maggie Monica, Cast Iron Shoes, and others, Sarah Clanton, come play on this. And so you're sharing, these very deep, personal songs with these people in this very creative space, and you're trying these different things and seeing what works and what doesn't work.
Exactly.
And so it's a lot of trial and error, It's a lot of sitting down for 5 hours at a time.
Absolutely.
And nailing this thing out. And it's fatiguing, by the end of the process. Right. But deeply fulfilling and deeply rewarding once you take something from, gestation to releasing a final product. I think it's...
starting out as a blank canvas.
Right.
And then creating art.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing. Mm-hmm. That's great, man. Yeah, I share the same feelings about recording as you. And the thing about it that I realize is that there's so much time that you're actually not recording, yet you're involved with the process, whether it's editing or whatever. Yeah. And it's so time intensive.
Yeah, it's a full-time job. If it was easy, everyone would do it, right?
I know. Right. But you know what? That final cut and listening to it, wow, man. Yeah. What a beautiful feeling that is, right?
Yeah. That was yesterday before I got on the bus. We sat down all of us and listened to it, and I was like, there we go. That's the one.
All right. That's cool. All right. So listen, everybody wants to know, how do they follow you? What's going to be happening in the very near future with you? Just tell us how we can get in contact with you or whatnot.
My Instagram handle is Black Ginger Boy. You can find me on Facebook, Spotify, Google Music, Apple Play, all that under Eli Blackshear. I got a few things going on right now. So March 12th, I'm playing at Eddie's Attic in Decatur.
Really?
I'm opening for the Ramona Flowers.
That is a big gig. Yeah. Eddie's Attic is big.
Oh, yeah. Wow. I love Eddie's. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah. And I'm opening for a fantastic band. The Ramona Flowers have a really cool sound, so I think we're going to have a really fun show for that.
Okay.
I'm going to be in Automat Magazine, which is this new local rock and roll and lifestyle magazine.
Okay.
That we can get it at Criminal Records. I think they're in like 12 different record stores across town. So they've been doing really cool pieces on local musicians and art. So I think they have 2 issues out right now, and it's all local people, and they go to the show, and do what we're doing, talk about the music and stuff.
That's
and so
cool.
that'll be in print.
That's cool.
I think we're shooting for that in March, so probably April or May that'll be in print.
Okay.
And then we have some other shows that are just waiting on confirmations.
Okay.
I think we have something going on at O'Sullivan's in the next couple months, which will be visible from Instagram or whatnot, and something
Right.
at the pub.
And also,
in the AV.
moving forward, definitely DM me your information.
Absolutely.
So that your upcoming shows I can mention it
Yeah.
on the future podcast.
Absolutely, yeah.
Good. All right. So listen, first of all, I'm going to ask for everybody. I'm sure everybody's going to want to ask the same question. Will you please come back?
I would love to be back. Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So let's get behind Eli. Let's support him any way that he needs it. Part of this podcast is committed to helping the art of independent artists, okay? Independent artists are responsible for the overwhelming majority of the music in the world. If you take the denominator of all musicians, the ones who are signed are very small minority, right? The pubs, the bars, the small venues, the weddings, and every other life event in the world most likely is being performed by independent artists. Without it, we have an artless society. So it's all of our responsibility to help the independent artists of the world. With that, see you next time on the next edition of Rockin' Doc Music as Medicine podcast. See ya.
Taking it back. Back in the day with the new Party 1019. New York's #1 for
Good,
throwbacks.
Yeah, I feel great about it.
Yeah.